And new music is on the way soon. Make sure you look out for my new single, Nobody, coming to you soon. Cause I ain't fucking with nobody. No, I ain't nobody.
And now, back to the sex of it all. You know, and I'm so happy to be the person to do this because once sex is involved, everyone relaxes. And it's like, as women, at what point do we stop focusing on, oh, you better not, oh, don't fuck him, da, da, da. And when do you actually get to have that ease and utilize energy that's there for you to use? And using sexual energy doesn't necessarily mean that you have to fuck. It just means that energy is always going to play out in your favor. And it's just dark science. And it's just about having a certain attitude about yourself that brings desired results. You may be that only girl who runs with a lot of dudes, or you may be the only woman on a boardroom full of men. Why? Because you have poise. There's a certain amount of sexuality and attraction that they can't deny. And the truth is, everyone does not have that natural gift to be sexy. Everyone does not have that courage, because it takes courage. And really, some people have it, some people don't. Some people will, some people won't. And that's why a lot of you bitches be hating on the next bitch who know what to do with that. You know, you wouldn't even know what to do with that. What Sexy Red said, because it's like, seduction can be in your eyes. It can be in your voice. It can be in your lips. It can just be in the way you're carrying yourself today, you know? And on some level, everybody's a manipulator in this world. Whether you're doing the 99 cents ad for Feed the Children, or you're doing a social justice movement to get us behind you because you're playing on people's emotions. So if you could just ejaculate into this tube here for me, I'll gladly help you. I just need to run these tests, you know? And at the end of the day, the world is fucked up on so many levels. Anytime you walk outside into the street, you gotta watch the police scoop up a child. Anytime you walk outside into the street and you gotta see a homeless person trying to survive, you have to look at this world in a deeper, darker aspect and stop trying to dehumanize yourself. You know, we've all been placed on this stage called life, and we all have a part to play. And how you play your part depends very much on how you win it. Because winning doesn't necessarily mean being somebody's wife. Winning doesn't necessarily mean being a good Christian, talking about the scripture says. Because you can be a good saintly Christian and be a good saintly dumbass too and not know it. So the best thing for everybody to do is learn how to manipulate in this game that we're placed in, because the queen on the chessboard has way more options and way more moves that she can make. And how she plays it is how she wins it. And it's how she takes over. And it's how she protects the king, because his options are more limited than ours. And in order to get into the palace, you need somebody who's seductive. And that energy that the queen piece has is sexual potency. That's why feminine energy is tied to the moon. That's why feminine energy is tied to water. It's limitless. It's fluid. It knows no bounds. It's a circle. It just keeps going. And masculine energy is a square. So that square protects all of that fluid, limitless, boundless energy. And in addition, into doing what you've never done before, sometimes you have to question God. You gotta question who you praying to. Like, damn, Jesus, what you doing? Like, why this shit not working for me? And then when you start doing different studies and you start getting into your African spirituality, you start to find out these people had the same life you had, and they know how to utilize their energy to get out of it. You know, this is African spirituality. This is dark science. Sometimes you gotta put Jesus down. You gotta call on for real. Like, no. And watch your life change. You gotta call on Ambajira. You gotta do your research so you can feel comfortable who you are. Like, yeah, these are my people. And all of this information that I have on my sexual energy and femininity comes from the Kimbanda religion, which is an Afro-Brazilian religion. It's a very strict religion that I'm not ordained under, but you can still learn and still benefit off of people who looked like you, who had the same walk you have. And I know that spirituality is a very sensitive topic, but this is where all this information comes from. So, you know, I do want y'all to think for yourselves and do your own research. And in the Kimbanda religion, they have a deity that goes by the name of Pombagira, also known as Maria Padilha. And she is the goddess over sex workers who protects, and she has her counterpart named Eshu, and he protects her as she does what she does. He don't step on her toes. He understands and respects her power. So that's how they're able to have that balance. And Eshu, he's not insecure. He understands where him and Maria Padilha is at. Eshu understands him and Pombagira situation, and he understands how powerful that sexual potency that she has is, because they were in a place trying to fight oppression from the higher ups. And that was the energy that they had to use to manipulate royalty and take over. And that's just what they did. And that's why they have so many people who venerate them to keep their name alive. They don't say rest in peace. They feed their ancestors to keep that energy high and alive. And eventually you have to recognize a certain pattern that isn't working for you. And not using my pussy was not working for me. And it's like, looking at the state of the dating world, it's like you have two choices: to play stupid or get paid for even exchange. And I just had to take that chance, because you have to learn how to elevate from certain situations and certain people. And if you get into this thinking that you're going to use every man just because, it's not going to work on you. And calling on Eshu and Pombagira is going to backfire, because it's not about manipulation. It's about rising up in royalty to take over. And in this life, it has to take more than just acquiring a wifely status. Like, what other goals do you have other than obtaining a ring? You know, and when you utilize sexual energy, you don't have to question what a man is going to do for you. And I really feel like saying that women are the table was kind of a shoot in the foot for specific women. Most women that have more to offer than giving birth. You know what I mean? And it really isn't true. Because when you say that the woman is the table, it makes women like me, who are really intelligent, really creative, very talented, and want to prove it to you, it makes it look like that shit is useless when someone is indeed looking for that, when someone does need it. And when utilizing sexual energy, you don't gotta question what a man is gonna do for you. And at this point, bitches ain't the table. You're just taking up space. And you won't have to question what a man is gonna do for you in your life when you put a certain value on yourself. And that's why most women fail in relationships, because they don't carry a certain level of confidence, because that confidence comes from valuing yourself and something more, valuing yourself, something other than a ring, something other than a child. You have to look like that value and act like that value. Most women don't carry a certain level of confidence, and they don't carry a certain level of seduction. And that's why most women is going to have to be guessing what a man is going to do for them. And the religion of Kimbanda started in a place of oppression. Indigenous people trying to combat oppression, trying to use magic, trying to use sexual energy to combat oppression. And Pombagira Maria Padilla was able to manipulate royalty and infiltrate the palace, her and Eshu. So as history repeats itself, so do lessons. And we have to look at the state of oppression our people are in to make sure that that doesn't happen again, using all of our resources, using resources that is ours to use because it's ours. And when you've tried everything and you know time is ticking for certain things, it's just like you have to look at certain situations with an unjudging eye and an unjudging ear, because I want y'all to be motivated. I want y'all to be inspired and not oppressed in this type of society. And a lot of the times America will paint certain things as the devil to keep you away from it, to keep you away from your divinity. Because what it is ain't, and what it ain't is. You know, fuck being indoctrinated. Even an orgasm releases certain tensions in your body. You know, sexual energy is healing. And once you learn how to understand and be comfortable with an intricate part of yourself, you become a healer and a life sustainer. And you won't have to worry about a man dehumanizing you. You know, you have to come into a situation being a healer. You know, and being a healer means tapping into that feminine energy, that unseen energy, not just the feminine energy, the dark side in general. Like, you have to become a demon to remove demons that plague relationships. And this is why you can't fuck with Western society about certain shit, especially when it comes to sex and morals, because it's unnatural and it pains women in a negative way to be afraid of who they truly are in their natural essence, to utilize and benefit off of what's naturally yours, you know. And I know people already have sex, they talk about it, and I know a lot of these whole pages and podcasts rather focus on the bragging, but you know, well, the way I'm doing it, the way I'm intellectualizing it is different because I'm doing it. And ain't nobody gonna do it like me. And I'm just here to bring that respect factor and shine a light on other things. And yeah, so make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below. I'm happy to be back in my classroom. And yeah, I'm always doing this shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm just here to bring information. It's not really about people liking me at this point. I'm just here to give you what you need to hear. And yeah, it is what it is. Like, this energy is for everyone. And you should not suppress yourself in the name of what other people think of you, or, you know. And yeah, so make sure you follow me on Instagram at It's Black Pop. Make sure you go like. And we'll be back